interviewers ask you, tell me if you have any weakness. So you shouldn't say that I don't have any weakness or I don't remember or I don't have any clue. So these answers are actually flawed and it will really give a negative impression to the interviewer. And there's one trick which you can use for that is,
So tell me, Adit, how much money do you make? You have 600k followers.
do you want to know the exact number? Or
Yeah, for sure. Exact number, not just me. Everybody wants to know.
Yeah.
Tell me exact number.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Lalit Dana Show. Today I have with me my man, Finance with Sharan.
It's career Adit, man. Bro.
Career Adit.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, Finance with Sharan has been in all our dreams and our lives.
क्या फूक क्या है बे?
But we have career for Adit. Career with Adit. Career Adit.
Career Adit. It's not career Adit.
Career Adit, who is like the China version of Finance with Sharan.
No.
Just kidding.
Yes, career version. Because I follow my man, career Adit. Career Adit.
Career version. Now, man, Adit, it's a pleasure to have you on my show, brother. First of all, we met at the Tag Mango Creator Pad, and since then our friendship has only grown. And today I'm happy you're in Bangalore, all the way from Delhi. So first of all, tell me, how is Bangalore for you?
Bangalore is definitely a great place. I never expected that the food would be so nice, because in Delhi, there's like the South Indian food we used to have was very limited, but here we had the opportunity to have variety of different South Indian foods, and I really liked it, definitely.
Dude, like, first of all, I think you're the first Delhi person to come to South India and say South Indian food is actually good here, because a lot of Delhi are very happy about their own food. They're like, Delhi food to best hai.
But on the other side, I'm concerned. Like when I go back to Delhi, then I would ask my mom to create dosas and idlis every day. So let's see how it goes. And I'm definitely gonna miss the Bangalore food.
Man, you stayed here for like 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, 3-4 weeks, like around like half or more month. Right?
Yeah. So overall, out of 1 to 5, how much would you rate this experience?
4 or 5.
4 or 5?
Yeah.
Give me a definite answer.
See, the only thing which I dislike is like it rains like every day, almost every day it rained, and because of that, it was very difficult to travel and all. Right. Otherwise, the temperature, the food, and the people. Because I went to Coorg for a small trip, and there also I visited a lot of people.
Coorg is a fantastic place.
Yeah, fantastic place. So I met a lot of people and visited that place. It's a really awesome place, and overall it was a nice experience.
Super, man. So today, Adit, I want to ask you a lot of questions which I know I've already asked you before, but today on camera for your audience and my audience. Now let's get into the kind of content you put, right? You talk about career, you talk about interview preparation. Now I, for one, have attended very less interviews in my life for a job per se. In fact, I've just attended one. I want to ask you, when somebody is going to an interview, what are the 3 things they must remember while attending this interview? And I don't mind answering one of them as well, because now even I'm getting ideas.
Okay, definitely. So, see, before attending an interview, first of all, researching about that company is really important. Okay. So, in researching about that company, there are some few things which you need to look up to. Normally, what people do is they simply go to the company's website and they just do a little bit of research, but that's not enough actually, because apart from researching about the company's website, what you need to do research is you also need to research about the company's employees as well, and that you can do through there are some websites like LinkedIn, of course, and also Glassdoor, where you can research the company's employees and all, what their salary is, what their feedback is, like,
oh wow,
yeah, right, what's their experience in that company and all. So that also you can research, right? And apart from this, one more thing you need to research about is the interviewer's profile, like the person who is going to interview you. That is also very important. And the reason why it's so important is because if you research that person's profile on Instagram or on any other platform, you can literally know about that person's interest in a lot of different fields. And if you have those things in your mind, So while giving that interview, you can talk about that thing, or you can stress about thinking more, and it will
Yeah.
create some more rapport or
Connection.
connection and other type of like communication bond, which will really impress the interviewer, and he will literally think like this guy really gives that kind of vibe which I'm looking for in that company, right?
True.
So those kind of like research you can do. So apart from researching about the interviewers or the employees or that, and you can also research about the industry which you are looking for. Like if you are into the blockchain or the programming or any digital marketing, so you should also do some research on this industry as well, so that if any question arises from the interviewer side, so you are like better capable of answering to that. Okay.
Yeah.
So researching about the industry.
So apart from research, what else do you think could be an
Yeah, so
add-on?
apart from the research, you should also focus about the presentation part. Like if you're coming to the interview, so how presentable you are, so that is also very important.
You can't wear a T-shirt with a smiling face on it.
Definitely. You can't wear a t-shirt. This is a proper etiquette or proper dressing code which needs to be followed.
Correct.
So, right. At least you should wear a formal t-shirt and a pant, and if you're okay with it, you can also wear a tie as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's summers, and if it's winters, then definitely a coat will also like
Makes sense.
make sense, right? So
And I also think the third
Yeah.
thing which is very important, where I feel,
Yeah.
you know, if you're going to an interview, having an updated resume, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times one person is applying for two different kind of jobs. You have to put in that resume what is connected more towards that job.
Definitely.
You can't see, if you're applying for a marketing job and you did a finance job somewhere 2 years ago for, you know, a small time, you can't put about that. You should put only related to marketing stuff, so that that person realizes that you are a kind of an expert in that field. What do you think?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. It's really makes sense, because normally what people make mistake is in it, that they just create one resume and they apply to different kinds of profiles, right? But the interview was on the other side. They just gonna see how fit you are for that job, right? So if you are in the marketing field, sometimes as a person we have interest in different fields, right? So we are also interested, like whatever opportunity comes to us, we can apply into that. So we should have at least 2-3 kind of resumes, and depending on the job profile, we should send that particular resume to that company, right? So if you are applying to a marketing salesperson, you should have some marketing. I'm talking about the commerce side of thing,
Got it,
right?
got it.
So in commerce, obviously, like you should have one commerce field, and apart from that, like if you're from HR or marketing or finance, then you should have that kind of a resume for that build up already, so that you can you should have 2-3 profiles resume ready with you, so that accordingly you can tailor your resume and you can send that to that particular company. It's really important, because the interviewer, they'll gonna judge you on the basis how fit you are for that particular company.
True.
Right.
And I also feel you can't put it very generic, because being general will create confusion.
Yeah.
Now, moving on, also tell me this, Adit, like, if in the interview process, now let's go deep down into that, because you again, you are an expert and you put content about interview. How do you answer this question when the interviewer asks you about your strengths and weaknesses, right? Like when they say, give me your strengths and weakness, should you like give too many strengths, too many weaknesses? How should your answer be?
See, it's not about like how many strengths you give. Like it doesn't matter. Even if you're giving one strength and that strength is related to the company's requirement, because one thing you need to make sure in the starting is, like whatever questions the interviewer asks, whether it's about your strengths or weaknesses, or why should we hire you, or tell me about yourself, or any other question, you should tailor your answer according to the company's requirement or the interview's requirement, right? So in that sense, like you should obviously research about the company, that is we already spoke about, and whatever strengths you have, you may have 3-4 strengths, but it's not necessary to just say all those strengths in that answer, because if you say all those strengths, like you may say some irrelevant stuff, it will may bore or may put like interviewers interest in down. So even if you answer one strength and with that you also give some relevant examples or relevant achievements which you have made related to their strength. That also works perfectly.
True.
Okay.
True.
So that I think even one strength would work if it that like is relates to the like job requirements, and if you answer that with proper example and with proper experience, it works fine.
I also think the next thing that they should be doing is, some people say I don't have any weakness.
Okay.
Like every human has a weakness. Like
Definitely,
you cannot
definitely.
say like you're perfect, you don't have any weakness. Like be honest. I think your interviewer also looks for you to be honest, and
Yeah.
you should make it a point that you're telling, hey, listen, this is my weakness, and don't just say I'm going to stay there. If it's your
Yeah,
weakness, also
definitely.
tell them that you will improve. That's the most important part.
Yeah, I also agree that if interviewers ask you, tell me if you have any weakness, so you shouldn't say that I don't have any weakness or I don't remember or I don't have any clue. So these answers are actually flawed and it will really give a negative impression to the
True.
interviewer. So you should at least give one weakness, and there's one trick which you can use for that is, don't give weakness which directly relates to the job description.
Aha.
Give weakness which is not directly related to the job description, which is related to your personal life.
Correct.
And when you are stating that weakness, also give some explanation or some experience, like how you are improving on that weakness.
Correct.
Okay, because the reason is, like, if you give weakness which directly relates to the job description, it may give some negative impression to the
100%.
interviewer
Makes
that
sense.
okay, this person might not be like totally suitable for our job. So better to give some weakness which is not directly related to the job description, right? So
True,
this
man.
technique you can use.
I think I really like how you said it.
Yeah.
First, when you're putting the strength,
Yeah.
it should be directly related. If you're putting weakness, it should not be related.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's the trick. That's the trick of actually answering it. Now, moving on to another question, which is very often asked in the interview, is why should I hire you? Right? Most common question, it's the why that the interviewer is looking for, and this usually I feel should have a very strong answer, right? It should show your skill, it should show your personality, and it should show your character and talent. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. So why should we hire you? Obviously, there can be a lot of answers because it's a very general question, and we have interviews of non-tech department, like whether it's of digital marketing or commerce departments or whether it's of coding. So depending on like which field you are in, you should answer it, right? So if you're totally into social media and digital marketing and all, so and if you're applying for a digital marketing firm, so you should at least say that I'm very much interested in digital marketing, and you should give some proper examples, like I have started this page, or I have done some internships, or I have contacted this page to manage the social media and all. If you are into digital marketing and all, right? And if you are into coding and all, then you should have some experience related to that. I have created these apps or I have worked on these projects, right? So as a graduate or as a fresher, you will have an upper hand in answering this question if you have relevant experience, like because the interviewer is asking this question, why should you hire you? He's just curious, like what separates you from the other person, like do you have that relevant experience or relevant
Correct.
interest or any other thing, right?
So just to clarify, Adit, you're saying
Yeah.
that person, let's say they've graduated this year in 2022.
Yeah.
So in his class there are 60 people, and out of those 60 people, if he has done few internships or worked on few projects,
Yeah.
well, the rest of his class has done nothing, he stands a better chance of getting through the interview.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Because as a graduate, obviously, we can't have a full-time experience into a company, right? But obviously, as a graduate, we can do multiple internships, we can work on multiple projects, and we can join multiple societies in the college, and we can do a lot of different stuffs. And even if you are not into this, you can have social media channels and all where you are just sharing all those
Knowledge,
things,
yeah.
sharing knowledge,
Become the expert.
becoming the expert and all. So all these things count, and while answering this question, the interviewer will really look into that what differentiates you. So if you have multiple internships, even if you are from not that prime or elite colleges, but if you have those internships and if you have that like caliber or that interest, because that really separates you apart. Because I have seen a lot of people who are really talented, but they don't have that passion, that energy, that enthusiasm, that willingness to do, or that ambition. So that thing, these are the qualities which people literally lack, right? So interviewers, they really look into these qualities.
Now, Adit, also another thing is when you speak of qualities, I feel an interviewer will when you're talking itself, he will try understanding what kind of a person you are. Like, are you a very diplomatic person, or like are you a very shrewd person? What kind of a person you are, he'll keep identifying. So, how do you answer questions? Should you be completely diplomatic, or should you completely be like kind of unreal?
See, you need to mix a balance of both actually. Because the thing is, if you're totally blunt, then it will definitely give a negative vibe to the interviewer.
Correct.
For example, if you're talking bad about your previous boss or previous colleagues, or you're like you're bored and you are very unenthusiastic with whatever career you put into. So if you're totally real, then definitely it will put a negative vibe to that interviewer. He will think, or he will have a negative impression or negative perception about you. So to really make the chances of having that interview cleared, you need to be little diplomatic, little I won't say that you should be really superficial and all, but little bit of diplomacy is required, right? And
Yeah.
the reason for that is that you shouldn't be totally you shouldn't lie like all of the things,
Yeah,
right?
like be smart about it.
Be smart about it. It can be a reason that your previous manager was very pathetic, but you're not growing in that industry, or you want to switch to a different industry, or you have learned a lot of things, or the salary was an issue, or you can say there can be a lot of different
Yeah, so
things,
you're
right?
saying use a better reason than
Better
actually.
reason.
Like the thing is, the that person who's interviewing you shouldn't feel like if he goes to another job, he will say the same about me
Yeah,
also.
definitely. That's an issue, because if you say that okay, my all my previous managers were really pathetic, or they were very rude, or very intolerant, then the same interviewer will have that position. Like when he'll join my company, he'll have the same impression,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So those kind of impressions or vibes, you shouldn't give to that new
True,
employer,
true.
right? If you say that you're looking for a better opportunity, that works fine. Or you can say that I leave that company because uh, or if the thing was very 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 toxic, that is also acceptable to an extent.
But don't give too much details and
don't
make.
want, don't give too much details and all, because if you say that all my previous because if you not say generalize, because generalize is the word. If you generalize things, all my previous employees were toxic,
Ah.
or all my colleagues were toxic, there was a lot of politics, then the interviewer will have an impression that this person really
Is the problem not
is
the company?
not the company. Yeah, this person is the problem, not the company, and he is not capable to handle those situations. Because if you're working in an MNC, you should have those capabilities to handle those situations
Correct.
where you are having diplomatic skills, communication skills, social skills, presentation skills. Because these kind of skills really help you to propel in a company, and so that you can build your personality, and you can work better, you can get promoted.
True.
So these are the things which I think interview should look for.
Adit, one of the other things that any interview, technical interview, normal interview, any interviewer will ask you to introduce yourself, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what are some of the interesting ways or creative ways that an individual can introduce himself?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. First of all, you need to look into your mind that what that company or that interviewer is looking for, because that is the number one thing. If like if you want to be a good communicator, because what's the other person is looking for. If
Correct.
that is a creative agency, or a tech company, or a digital marketing company, or any other store or factory, so depending on the job profile, you need to answer this question, right? Obviously, like if it's a creative company or design company, your answer would be different compared to if it's just a factory or a very like normal company where you are where you just like you have to answer a normal question, right? So in that case, tailoring your answer, making it unique and making it memorable, making it interesting is really important, right?
True, and one of the things that I also feel in an introduction that you must add is talk to them about it in a sequence.
Yeah.
Don't just randomly say I like pizza. Friday
no,
night I go for
definitely.
movie. That should not be. You talk about your past. You talk about your present, future. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Do you want to lead the organization? Do you want to have a bigger vision, right? And right now you can also talk about what are the current things you are working on. Maybe you're also learning a new skill on the side. Talk about that skill that you're
Yeah.
learning. Show your eagerness to learn.
Yeah.
Show your character. Show your perseverance. I think if you go in that PPF method is what I call it, past, present and future.
Yeah,
If you do that, it'll be a sequential order.
Definitely, definitely. See, if you're a fresher, then definitely you don't have work experience, and you should focus more on the projects you did on your graduation days and your internship which you did on your graduation days. Those are important, right? But I have seen so many people which like who focus more on what they did on your school days, like which handwriting competitions they won.
Handwriting competition second standard में third
Second,
place आ गया.
Apsara's competition they have won, or any other sports competition they have won, or long jump they have won in 8th standard.
Yeah.
So those things won't matter that much.
How is long jump related to digital marketing? There only
Yeah.
client का sale jump होना
Yeah,
चाहिए.
yeah, yeah. So as an interviewer, as a job seeker, first you need to look. First, you need to see what interview is looking for. If you are looking for a digital marketing job, whatever relevant experience you have, like maybe in the school or in the college, you need to state that. Maybe in the school you may have started some Instagram page, or you have worked in an like any digital marketing agency as a social media manager.
I mean,
or
school
an-
might not be relevant, maybe in college, but school
Yeah.
mein I think if you've written essay writing competition, content writing,
Yeah,
na?
content writing
essay
you
writing,
can have,
content writing is
or
similar.
if any debate competition you have won, that will also
Yeah,
work fine,
true.
because obviously it will implicate your spoken English skills and all, your communication skills.
Poster making competition.
Poster making competition, or any design making competition.
Correct, correct.
Or if you have worked anywhere, or if you have tried earning online as a freelancer related to designing or related to any other field,
Even sound editing, sound engineering.
editing or anything, it will work well.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So if we put this in short, so one thing we need to remember is that whatever you answer, it should relate to the job description, and it should relate to your whatever interview is looking for. So that is the crux of the answers. Maybe it is what, tell me about yourself, why should we hire you, or whatever the question, like go through your resume or strengths or weaknesses. Each and every answer should be according to the job description, because this is the very common mistakes which I have seen with normal candidates is they may have done big achievements, but if it is not relating to the job description, the interviewer may not feel that, or interviewer may not find that much interesting.
True, man.
Okay, so being relevant to the job is really important, right?
Adit, I want to ask you one thing. Have you ever done a job before?
I have done a job as a digital marketer.
Okay.
Right. I have done it for like 6 months, or like around 6-8 months. And the major reason for joining that job is not to excel in a corporate career, but to learn digital marketing so that I can like use those skills in starting my own business, my own institute. So that was the main reason for joining. that
And
job.
today you've started it successfully. You
Yeah.
you have an online institute. Online pay, you have 600K followers, man, which is not easy. It takes consistent effort, time, and over I think 16 to 18 months you have gained this followership. So tell me, how did you think you will get 600K followers like this while you started? When did you start? And today also I want to know, to start your own business, what is your success story? How much money is Adit making?
Yeah, definitely. So it has been a long story actually, because before starting this page, I was running an institute. It was an spoken institute, and there I had around 15-20 teachers and other staff members. So there were a lot of things happening. And before starting this page, I used to run sponsored ads on YouTube and not on YouTube actually, on Instagram and Facebook. But the major concern of people who were opting my course was that they were not sure or they used to have trust issues. Okay. Yeah, that like sir, if I pay you this much of amount, like 3-4 thousand rupees, like you won't block us, because there were a lot of frauds happening at that time. Because I started an institute before COVID era, and while in the COVID era, my business really grew up. But apart from that, a lot of trust issues also happened, right? So a lot of people used to have trust issues because of their miserable past experience, because they got frauded with a lot of people, right? And the same expectation they used to have with me, right? They saw my advertisement, they got interested, but they had that trust issue.
Yeah, and that's when you had to put up your face and
Yeah.
and do all of that.
So the major like inspiration or the major reason or the major factor I had to start my own channel, to show my own face, was just to break that trust issue with those people. Because at that time I used to take a lot of classes, my teachers and other staff members and all, so everything was working fine and they used to take classes. But the problem was that the people used to have trust issues, right? And I, because like 1.5 years, 2 years back, I had this thing in my mind that I'm gonna create a YouTube channel or an Instagram page, but the face or the like fear of being in the
Front of the
camera,
camera, yeah.
that was a big issue. Because
True.
maybe the people who are content creators now, they may not see it as a big thing, but for a general ordinary people, it's a big thing.
Correct.
Like you are in, like you're recording yourself, you are showing yourself in the camera, you are shooting videos every day. So it's a big thing for normal people, right?
True.
And they have a lot of self-doubt issues, right? No matter how talented they are, but being in front of the camera is really a big thing for ordinary people. So I had that issue, and obviously I want to be a like content creator, but I was procrastinating. But this issue, that is the trust issue, which people or which my course creators used to have, that really gave me an inspiration that I.
So tell me, Adit, how much money do you make? You've been too diplomatic and you've been telling you're doing this. Tell me, I want to know. You have 600K followers. Today, people think that if you have good followers, you're successful. But also behind the successful, you run your own institute, right? It's just
Yeah.
not having the page. You have an institute that sells courses. So how much money does Adit make?
Yeah, definitely. So I have multiple stream of revenues. One is the amount of money I make through institute, and the other is like I have good following on Instagram. So there also a lot of brands contact me through DMs or through emails. So a lot of brand deals I do on regular basis, right? So on average, you want to know the exact number? Or
Yeah, for sure. Exact number, not just me. Everybody wants to know.
Yeah.
Tell me exact number.
Yeah. So I won't tell you the like per promotion of what I charge is. Like on total, like I earn around 1.5 or 2 lakhs per month only through Instagram, through promotions only.
Okay.
And the rest amount I earn through courses.
Oh.
Because I also run spoken English courses or interview preparation courses.
So
a lot of people join those courses, and that is
round off
also
karke
another-
around 5-6 lakhs a month.
It's not 5-6 lakhs, little less than that, but yeah, maybe in 6 months I'm gonna cross that.
Oh
Right.
wow.
Yeah.
So ladies and gentlemen, Instagram has a promising future. Make sure you show this video to your parents. If they say go sit in
Definitely.
placement and make money.
Despite of all these potentials,
Ah.
like we can earn this much of amount of money, just as you said, and even the current earnings I have earned, my parents still asking me to fill the form of government job. Okay, because they think that even if I'm being a clerk, I'll have better marriage proposals.
Now, I mean, I don't agree with that, but now that he has 600K followers, you also get to see a lot of people. So I'm sure you've already arranged for all your marriage. You are a very eligible bachelor, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of people standing in queue in Delhi to marry you, Adit.
I don't think so, but, but yeah, like see, in our community, what happens is like safe, secure job, government job. It is at the epitome of all the jobs, or all the careers,
Yeah.
right?
True. I mean, I
So
get it. It's a
yeah,
old mindset kind
old
of a.
mindset people have, but yeah, people mindset are changing, especially the girls' mindset is changing, and they are looking for people like of any profession they
Eligible
have.
girls, you know,
Yeah.
who's talking. You can hit career with Adit, then you can have a life with Adit.
Yeah. So currently, I'm just having queries related to like how we can reduce our notice period or
I
how we
thought
can.
marriage.
No queries related to marriage and all. Only queries related to career or how we can have better job opportunities. I get a lot of queries, like more than 10 or 100 even per day.
Oh, wow.
Right. But the thing is, they are related to career only. Right.
That's
Yeah.
nice, man, Adit. So we've done a lot of this, and I feel like the last 30-35 minutes has just gone like that. What's up? What's happening? What is your next plan in the next few years? Where do you see yourself?
Yeah, definitely. So as now I'm into career field, so my goal is to see. You may have noticed this on Instagram or on YouTube. There are a lot of content creators who are teaching people how to earn passive income, how to become entrepreneurs or founders, or how to become content creators and all. But there are very limited creators, or there are no creators who are totally dedicated into how to earn big amount of money through job. Right,
Ah.
right. Because the thing is, if you at the particular position, maybe an MD or an like HOD or director or any other top position, you can earn crores of money like per month or maybe a year, right? And there's no one talking about it.
Makes sense.
Everyone is talking about like how you can earn passively through affiliate marketing or through digital marketing or through content
Or
creation,
becoming an entrepreneur,
entrepreneur or a
passionpreneur.
YouTuber or Instagram, right? But there are so many companies which are giving such a good package to a lot of freshers, and they have good package for their top management as well, right? So if you are someone who's good into coding skills or another management skills, you can earn that much of money. And once you reach that higher level, you literally don't have to work that much as a fresher, and you just have to manage that.
Makes sense. Makes
Right.
sense.
So, but people don't look up to these people because on Instagram or on YouTube,
It's not glorified. Like
it's
people think it's not
glorified.
fancy.
Yeah, we see Shark Tank founders,
Yeah.
yeah, and entrepreneurs, YouTubers, and other people, right? So people want to pursue entrepreneurship, but entrepreneurship is not for everyone.
Everybody. True.
Because it depends on
100%.
your nature, your personality. If you're someone who's good into skills, if you're someone who just wants some peace of mind and wants some stability, if you are given some tasks to do or some projects to do, you are happy to do that on time, so obviously jobs are better for you. But the question is like how to progress in jobs at a very faster rate, right? And see, if you talk about some those some like IT companies which like mass hire people like TCS or Infosys or Wipro, so their initial packages are 3.5 a year, right? And it was same 20 years back as well, and today it's also same because of the demand and supply, right? But there are some product based companies, some other companies which people don't have any clue, and their starting package is more than 15, 20, 30, 50k or 50 lakhs per month, right?
Bro, I also
Yeah.
feel doing a job, one of the best places to actually do a job rather than a big corporate would
Yeah.
also be in a medium sized or in a startup.
Yeah.
Because here they require leaders, right? They require leaders who can take initiative and somebody who is very strong in terms of energy and all of that. So I feel the growth opportunity in a startup or a smaller firm with 100, 200 people in it is much more than in a 20,000 or a 30,000 MNC. What do you think about it?
Yeah, definitely. As I already told you, these mass hiring companies, their initial packages are comparatively lower, and it has been same as it was 10 years back, like 3.5 or 4 lakhs per annum, right? But there are some companies which are hiring freshers not only from IIT IIMs but also from other institutes. If you are well capable enough, they'll hire you for like 20, 30 lakhs, 50 lakhs. It depends on your profile, right? So you need to be, you need to have proper skills, proper co-curricular activities, and overall personality. Because what I have noticed, and I have talked to so many hiring managers about these big institutes, so what I have noticed is they just not only look into your academic grades or your like institutes, or like whether you're from NIT or IIT, what sort of projects or internships which you have done, or co-curricular activities which you have participated,
Tell me
or
more about.
anything you have done on your own. So those things also matter a lot. Like if you have started a YouTube page and it has grown significantly, so that also really
Matters a lot.
matters a lot. Or if you have started a startup and it has really like raised some funds, or you have built a team and all, so those all things matters a lot. Just not only your IIM or IIT tag. So even if you're not from those tier 1 college, you should have some hope. And I have seen so many people like who have applied to these companies directly from LinkedIn. Okay, not only from like campus placements. And the way you have like drafted your message to the CEOs or founders or HRs of those companies employees, that also matters a lot. Because I have seen so many people who think that the companies just look for skills only, and just be yourself and they'll hire you if you have the proper skills. But how you draft your message or how you approach them, that also matters a lot.
So this is more into cold emailing, cold messaging,
Cold
and you need to find a way to connect to them instantly, right? So, Adit, you also create content, right? And you have 600K followers. Tell me like 3 strategies or 3 mantras for successful content creation, especially in the education field.
Yeah. Okay. So if you want to put content, you need to look like what's the really requirement of people, because people have certain requirements, because there are so many topics, but not all topics are in the relation of requirements of people. Because people, they want to like have a job, they want to increase their salary, they want to know how to ask those typical interview questions, or if there are any other legal issues which they're facing in the job. So those kind of questions, if you answer them, if you solve those issues, if you are into this field which I am in, I think most of the people will be satisfied with those answers.
So you're saying pick a niche, pick a
Yeah.
be exclusive, be an expert in one specific
Definitely,
area.
definitely. What most content creators do, like what most content creators do as a mistake is, they start with a general niche, right? Right. But the problem is that even if you start with a general niche, it's not a mistake. But eventually, you need to pick a niche depending on the response you are getting. For example, you have uploaded 10 or 20 videos, but on one of those videos you get a lot of views. So you need to research, you need to analyze like why that video got views. Maybe the demand for that type of content is more, right? If I talk about my example, like I started with English niche. I started with creating English grammar or vocabulary content, but eventually I started posting interview content, and the result I got from those type of content was really high, right? I got millions of views in those like interview videos. Then I realized that the demand for this type of content is really high, and I can really cater to that. I have that kind of skills, and there are so many people who are stuck in this career, right? So I can answer those queries and all. So I created that content, and that all those videos got viral, and people really liked that content, right? So if you are an aspiring content creator, initially you may have a lot of confusion कि which content like I should post, or which category I should cater to. You can upload different kind of niches, right?
Experiment.
You can experiment, right? So, but you will get different
Results.
different results. So,
Pick the best one.
pick the best one. For example, if you're creating infotainment content, right? If you're creating content on finance, career, or English, or maybe on comedy or entertainment or whatever is. But the thing is, you'll notice that these kind of videos are getting more result, more engagement, more views. So right. So now what you have to do is you need to replicate that. You need to create more and more videos of those kind of contents, and then you can like explode your page with more followers, more engagement, and more everything.
Can you give me any other two strategies along with this? Like,
apart from this strategy is one strategy I've give you about the experimenting, right, and replicating on the what is giving you with the best results. That is one thing. The second strategy which you can use is the hook point, right? So the title of your video and the initial few seconds, that also matters a lot, especially on Instagram, because it's just a 60 seconds and people are scrolling with very less attention span.
so it has to grab attention.
You need to grab attention in the starting few seconds, right? So the title of the video, you need to grab the people's attention. Now what you can do is, like, you can see your competitor's page, like they have uploaded a lot of videos on that. So whatever works best for them, you don't need to copy that. Obviously it's very unethical and you won't survive for long, but at least you will get a gist of an idea like what kind of topics are working well on Instagram.
Correct.
So that kind of topics you can embed on your own videos. You can create your own you can create content on that particular topic of your own style. So then it will work well, right? So initial hook and the topic, that really affects a lot. This third strategy which I recently discovered is not only your starting point but the ending of the video also matters a lot.
CTA, the call to
The
action.
CTA, right? My recent video, which was related to the, which went viral, it was related to the employment bond, and where I mimicked the style of, you can say, the financial Sharan, right? And that really worked well. And there I put a very clever CTA that follow, like you can follow my man finance with, and then I said career Adit, right? And I repeated career Adit twice a time, right? And that really stuck well with the viewers' mind, and they thought that okay, this page is dedicated to the career field and it will really help them. So your ending CTA also matters a lot, especially if the video has gone viral.
Correct,
right?
correct.
Because previously also my lot of videos went viral. They had 4-5 million views, but I didn't get that much of followers from that video because those videos didn't have proper CTA in the ending.
Ending, yes.
Right. But this particular video has a proper CTA ending. That is, I repeated my page name twice, like career Adit, follow career Adit. So people had that recall in their mind. Okay, this is the page.
Correct.
So that's why they followed it. Right. So starting initial hook, that is important. The title of the video, that is very important. And the third most important thing is, which people normally ignore, is that the CTA, that is the ending of the video. That is also very important.
True.
Okay, so if you follow all these things in mind, and if the video is shareable and the watch time of the video is high, then definitely it will go viral.
True.
And you will have a lot of followers and views from that video.
I think this is one of the most valuable points that we have, and I'm sure if you put this into task, anybody who's watching right now, I'm sure you also can become as good as Adit here, who has close to 600k followers. First of all, thank you Adit for coming on my show. It's been a pleasure to have you here. And I'm sure anybody watching will gain great insight into your story, into how to get a job, crack an interview the right way, and most importantly, grow on Instagram. And I mean, I hope you had a good time here too.
Yeah, definitely had a good time, and you asked me so many questions, and I was so eager to answer those questions. And my audience and all, they have learned so many new things from this video. And definitely we'll look up to further podcasts in the future.
We'll do part 2.
Part 2 later in the. But definitely it was a really nice interaction, and I really look up to it.